When investing in junior exploration, you should invest in companies that meet good investment criteria. One of those criterion is a safe political region where there is respect for property rights and rule of law. Fortunately, our properties are in northwestern Quebec, a very stable jurisdiction that embraces and supports mineral exploration and mining, a deeply skilled workforce, and support from the local municipalities and the First Nation partners. Another criteria is a focus on established regions where geology has been tested. Our properties are in the Abitibi Greenstone Belt. We own and control over 800 square kilometers of land package along an emerging belt with a world-class deposit of Detour Lake Mine at one end, with over 40 million ounces of gold endowment, and our two large gold systems that we've identified at Fenelon and Martiniere, with 5.4 million ounces of gold endowment in our mineral resource estimate, with 60% of that in the indicated category. Good deposits and growth potential is another criterion. Our gold deposits of Fenelon and Martiniere, since their discoveries, have continued to grow time after time, and our district-scale prospective land package in northern Abitibi has the potential for many other discoveries in future years as compared to southern Abitibi. Another is company with good balance sheet, access to capital, as well as good liquidity. With the recent financing earlier this year, we now have a fully financed program for 2023, and we look forward to the release of our preliminary economic assessment in the second quarter of this year to deliver value for our Fenelon project. So when assessing those criteria, Wallbridge checks all. We've achieved these accomplishments with firm ESG principles in mind. We're proud to have built a good relationship with our surrounding communities as well as our First Nation partners. Approximately 25 to 30% of our workforce is made up of members of the First Nation communities, and we are proud to have signed a pre-development agreement with our First Nation partners, setting the stage for their continued support of all of our activities along this belt. So we talked about our gold deposits of Fenelon and Martiniere. Let's dive into Fenelon first, where we just released an updated mineral resource estimate of 2.4 million ounces in the indicated category and 1.7 million ounces in the inferred category. The current mineral resource estimate is primarily an underground bulk mineable type. The current deposits only meaningfully drilled down to about 1,000 meters. In 2021, we drilled a deeper hole down to 1,500 meters, and we intersected similar geology and similar mineralization with about 4 meters of 17 grams per ton intersection. This showed us that the deposit is not only open laterally, but also open at depth, which, by the way, is typical of most gold deposits in the Abitibi. Looking at the grade of the deposit, one must consider the type of the deposit. Bulk mineable deposits are typically in compact area, large thicknesses, and continuous along strike. This allows extraction of much higher tons at much lower costs from the same infrastructure, yielding more attractive returns. Fenelon deposit is exceptional among bulk mineable deposits in that the ounces per vertical meter of over 4,000 over a short strike length of 1 kilometer. Ounces per vertical meter may not be meaningful when applied to high-grade, narrow veins of several kilometers along strike, but in compact deposits such as Fenelon is remarkable. So Fenelon at grades of over 3 grams per ton is an attractive bulk mineable deposit when compared to the current similar operations in the Abitibi, such as Young-Davidson of Alamos or Goldex of Agnico. We're currently working on the preliminary economic assessment of the Fenelon deposit, which will review the deposit with a production profile of 6,000 to 8,000 tons per day to generate more than 200,000 ounces of production annually. We look forward to the delivery of that preliminary economic assessment in the second quarter of this year and hopefully show the value of the project. Our second most advanced asset is Martiniere. Martiniere is only 30 kilometers west of Fenelon. Any economic deposit there or within the Detour Fenelon Gold Trend would be complementary to Fenelon. The 30-kilometer distance is within trucking range of Fenelon with minimal impact on the operating costs, using a centralized mill approach. This would eliminate major capital requirements associated with certain standalone infrastructure at Martiniere or other deposits such as camp, mill, and tailings facilities. Martiniere is another large gold system of over 2 kilometers by 2 kilometers. This new resource contains a total of 684,000 ounces in the indicated category and 632,000 ounces in the inferred category. The deposit remains open in most directions and is largely untested below 400 to 500 meter vertical depth. We believe Martiniere has the potential to be our second multi-million ounce deposit after additional drilling and exploration. We've designed our 2023 exploration program with about 50,000 meters of drilling along the entire belt, with half of that at Martiniere and the balance to pursue other drill-ready targets to have the next discovery. We're also completing the required environmental and engineering studies to advance Fenelon, as well as to initiate some studies at Martiniere. With respect to exploration along the belt, we plan to do some large step-outs outside the current deposits and also test many targets that we've generated using the recent geophysics and the technology available. Wallbridge is an exploration company with a district-scale land package in a safe jurisdiction of Quebec, with 2 growing resources and a fully funded program for this year, and many catalysts, including a preliminary economic assessment, which is expected in the second quarter of this year, and potential for other discoveries.